Hey crafters, it's Sarah with Craft Test Dummies. I'm here with the fabulous Jen Evans at the Heidi Swapp booth, where she's going to show some fun techniques using the Minc foiler. Hey Jen, how's it going?
Hi, so you guys have already seen how the Minc works, and I'm sure in the description box you guys are going to post the Minc 101. We're going to take and bump this up to like Minc 202 or a 303 cladded glass, but everybody's been asking, I want to be able to use my stamps with the Minc. And so I'm going to show you a DIY project that I've practiced and perfected so that you guys can do it from home with any of your clear stamps, rubber or even rubber cling or wood stamps, and use your personal stash and foil anything from home. So what I'm using is Heidi's new stamp set. It's from the Magnolia Jane collection, and she's got several of her handwriting and some floral images. So I already pre-put those on an acrylic block here, and we are going to use Heidi's magic medium. Now it's important that you use the clear magic medium, and this has been out for a couple years. It's not in the Minc collection, but you can find it in her mixed media collection. And you can find this at scrapbook.com or other retailers. Find it online.
I've seen it at Michael's.
Yeah. Well, they don't have it at Michael's any longer, but you'll be able to find it online for sure. So I'm going to go ahead and put some on some Ranger Craft. This is a cut and dry foam, and you can find this online. You have to use the foam and not the felt, but this I've cut to size, and you're pretty much making your own stamp pad. So I'm going to pour it on here, and once you put it on this stamp pad, you can do a lot of stamping at one time with this one application stamp pad. I would make sure your area is dust free. We are in a pretty dusty area today, so you can kind of even see some of that maybe in the video, that you might see that there's some dust, but you kind of don't want that in at home. Just kind of dust off your area before you want it to be able to stick and not have dust on your stamp. So anyway, so I am going to just go up and down on my stamp, making sure that all of the areas have that medium on there. And you can kind of lift, I'm going to lift this up so I can kind of see, you can kind of see it bubbling, and I feel like the first time you stamp, it's great, and then the more you use the stamp pad in like the next 5 minutes or 10 minutes, it even gets a better application. So it's just, I think, getting more saturated inside of the foam there and being a little bit more even. So I'm using scrapbook paper, just like in the Minc. With the Minc, you're going to want to use smooth paper. Let's try and do this backwards here. Smooth paper for a perfect impression every time. So I've got some nice smooth paper, and I'm just going to give it a little rock, make sure that all of that is on there. Now this is the important thing. It doesn't matter, that's going to dry on its own. I know that it's going to make everybody want to foil that right away because they want to see what it looks like. But the most important thing is to keep this stamp pad or these stamps clean so that you can use it for other projects. So just put that outside. We're using a baby white right now. If I was at home, I would have a toothbrush with a little bit of dish soap and just clean it and make sure that's all good to go, so that it doesn't ruin your impressions with your ink the next time you go to use it. So I'm going to set that aside, and now it's time to talk about the Minc. So we've got it already set to 3 because I'm using paper. For those of you that don't know, there's different heat settings on there. 0's with no heat, 1 is for vellum, 3 is for regular paper, and it can go up to 5 for chipboard. Okay? Perfect. So we're going to get our carrier sheet. Now this carrier sheet's a bit big for this project, but you want to just make sure that this is dry. And I can already see like there's some dust on here, but if we were at home, we would dust our paper off and all of that, so it would be nice and good to go. But we're going to lay that down here, and I'm going to use a gold foil. And again, I've already pre-cut this. Don't freak out about the size. You can always reuse whatever. We're just for time's sake, so we're going to run this whole thing through. But I know a lot of my viewers want to say, well, just cut that to size and no waste. But guess what? I can run it over and over and over again, and it is going to be just fine. The foil, you'll have no waste. So we're gonna wait for that to go through. And you know, there's some other things that if you are not familiar with the Minc, the new mediums are out. There also is a paint where you can paint your projects. There is an art screen ink where you can use with art screens. And there is also a spritz, so you can spray, let it dry. All of those mediums need to be completely dry before running through the Minc, and all of those are available now. You can Google Heidi Swapp Minc mediums and you can find all of those available, or probably, I'm sure you'll be able to find it in like the description box below for some Minc mediums.
Perfect.
On hand. So yeah, there's all kinds, but this just kind of pushing this technique to the next level. All of those, if you're wondering, well, why can't I use any of those and make my own stamp pad? Because I already have the paint. Why do I have to use this different product? I've already tried it. It doesn't work. Just trust me. I've done the testing for you guys, so you don't have to. So we're gonna finish pulling this out. It takes a little while, but we've got 4 rollers going at the same time inside that is giving even heat and even pressure across the entire thing to give a perfect impression every time. All right, the moment of truth. Let's see how it looks. And look at how beautiful the floral is on that. Now, I would say I could do the beautiful in a little bit even better application than that. I've seen a lot better application than that, but look at how beautiful the detail is. Now, what I would love to do, this is now acting like a resist, so you can watercolor this and paint it, and it will just still be foiled, and you can make whatever you want with it.
We really appreciate your awesome tips, Jen. Thanks so much. This is Sarah with Craft Test Dummies signing out from the Heidi Swapp booth at CHA 2017.